Welcome back to the show. Here's Ford.
So, last week, that's a long outro there. Woo! I've had girlfriends come and go quicker, and I told them I loved them. I'll let that go all the way to the end. So last week, I had to stand up during the break there. Last week, I had a fight with Swamp Ass after last week's show, and it turned into like a violent like rash, and it was like so bad for like 3 days I couldn't even like wipe my own ass. It was pretty bad. So I have to air out every now and again. I got to stand up. I can't do the Swamp Ass battle anymore. It was not good. It's not good. The show
stuff I didn't need to know.
Yeah, the show hurt me a lot last week, be honest with you. An Indiana boy kills himself after suffering horrific bullying. Parents say they complained to the school 20 times. I'll let his parents tell the story.
He was my little boy.
Oh, this is one element that I'm playing tonight here. I should preface this. This is the parents. This is a fourth grader. His name is Sammy Teusch. He's a fourth grader from Greenfield Intermediate School. He was bullied up until the night he died by suicide on May 5. I held him in my arms, his dad said. I did the thing no father would ever. Well, I'll let him tell you.
He was my baby. He was the youngest one.
Held him in my arms, and I did things that no father should ever have to do. And anytime I closed my eyes, that's all I could see. They were making fun of him for his glasses. In the beginning, they went on to make fun of his teeth. He was beat up on the school bus, and the kid broke his glasses and everything. And I called the school, and I'm like, "What are you doing about this? It keeps getting worse and worse and worse. It's not getting any better. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse." They knew this was going on.
I always tell the kids, because Sammy and his sister went to bed first because they were younger, and telling them they had to brush their teeth and get ready for bed, and having him not being there to hug before bed.
Now, my question, and the reason why I brought this up, and obviously I did not plan to tell the other suicide story before this story, clearly.
Yeah, you didn't transition very well here. I'm serious.
This is not the first time. This is not the first time. This is not the first time that I needed more of a buffer.
These
I
segments,
understand it.
These segments needed a buffer of like 5-6 shows, not like 5-6 seconds. So you're laughing still.
Well, because you're making a joke.
I'm making a joke. The fucking timing of this is a joke.
What's the joke?
The timing, the way that this
I
lined up
understand
back to back.
that. I apologize for my timing. So listen, the reason why I bring this up, not so much for the kid, but why I even wanted to talk about this is, should the school be held responsible for this kid doing this? If the parents complained over 20 times, who should be held responsible for this kid taking his own life? Because somebody needs to be held responsible. Vegas, you love to let everyone off the hook.
Yeah, I don't know if the school could be held responsible. 20
Why
times
not?
is excessive. 20 times is excessive. But at the end of the day, the kid killed himself. It wasn't like one of the kids at the school killed him because they beat him up.
Okay, all right. But
that would be a little different.
Here's the argument against that. This is the same kind of situation where that one chick was telling that kid that her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever it was, just kill yourself. You're a worthless piece of shit. And then he did. And then she got in trouble and is, I think, still doing time.
How old is the kid from this story and the kid from the one you're telling? What are the difference in the ages?
Well, the kid, I think, in the story that I'm telling, he's like in his 20s. This kid is 10.
All right, so
but if it's happening on school property, he's getting beaten up on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are breaking his glasses. Do you guys hear the audio, or do I need to play it again?
No, you don't play that again.
Like, this stuff is happening on school property. This isn't like it's happening, at a playground in the neighborhood. This stuff's happening at school, and they clearly don't do anything about it.
Well, do we not know that they didn't? Did they punish the kids? It doesn't say in the audio. I don't know. If they punished the kids and suspended them or whatever they do nowadays, I don't even know. Then they did what they could do. And my question is, the 10-year-old, how does he search to kill himself? Who's monitoring? Something.
So the grandmother, Cynthia Teusch, was furious at the district for claiming it has a zero tolerance policy on bullying. That they can't just say that they have a zero tolerance, because that doesn't mean there's zero tolerance about bullies. There's zero tolerance means they don't have responsibility for it. People trust their kids to the school, but now that trust is broken. The boy's mom, Nicole, believes her son took his life because of the constant bullying. Especially an unspecified incident in a bathroom last week left him too afraid to go to school. Well, there you go. I feel like the school should be held responsible. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Maybe that means a civil suit. Maybe that means kind of like an O.J. Goldman deal where they have to pay, some money to the family. Somebody has to be held responsible. Not just this kid's parents, because I agree with you, Vegas. I think his parents might have to take a look. But if they think that they're doing what they should be doing, and that's telling the school, and that's reporting it, and that's doing all of that, and the school's not doing anything, I think ultimately the school needs to be held responsible. And I would fully expect some kind of civil suit where that school district is going to probably have to pay out some money to this kid's parents.
So then let me ask you this. If a student goes to school and shoots at a school, does a school shooting, and people told the FBI about it, and they did not investigate, or the local police department, and they did not investigate, then I would say the parents should be able to sue the United States government, the FBI, the local police, whatever the case is, because if you're making a statement saying, hey, this kid's a little weird, he's threatening to shoot the school, and then nothing happens, and then he goes shoots the school, somebody's got to be held accountable. Every one of these school shootings is preventable, because everybody office shootings, school shootings, there's always something that comes out later that says, yeah, they were troubled. We did, let the police know 3 or 4 times that this kid was, off his rocker, and then they don't do anything.
I agree.
So that's my only rebuttal.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
I think
Madness.
The school has responsibility in it. I don't know if they should be all blamed for it. I don't think we have enough information to know what measures the school actually took. I think Joey Vegas mentioned that we don't know if they were how hard they were trying. Did they do everything they could? How much can you do with that in the school? And then all these kids, they do have tablets now, and they have the ability to reach each other after school. So the bullying doesn't have to. You can stop it in school now, but you cannot stop it afterwards unless you restrict your kids' tablet use and to connect with their friends. Because that stuff keeps going and going and going, and it's they're always connected. They're talking all the time. So I don't know. Something should happen to the school? I guess there should be an investigation to see what they did to actually prevent this bullying. Because I'm very anti-bullying. I talk to my kids about that every day. Making sure they're not getting bullied and they're not bullying anybody. So I think the school should be looked at. What measures did they actually take? Could they have done more? Like you said, a civil suit is about all you can do, because nothing's bringing this kid back, sadly. No amount of money, no new regulations, no nothing. So you really never get justice anyways. So for me, look into the school, but for what? To make sure it doesn't happen again. That's all you can do is increase whatever they did and see what more they can do. But then, you know, you start getting into the whole like taking away freedoms and all this other shit that, you know, I don't know, it gets misconstrued.
You know, I don't remember anybody in school killing themselves. I think this information age that these kids listen.
No, you're right, because
we could go down a rabbit. Okay, we could go down a rabbit hole. I've had some conversations with some 14-year-old kids that have ventured themselves into the house because of the stepkid that I have, and they're having conversations about stuff that I didn't know until I was 18. Okay. Yeah. And they're talking, oh, you know, he's asexual and he's she's and they're and pansexual, and it's just they're talking in using words that like you would think that 14, 13, 12-year-olds are like, what? I'm like, stay off of Google, please.
You want to know some crazy shit that they're doing these days, these kids? 18-year-olds, things like that. They got the iPhones, they got the location trackers, you know. I guess it's a thing now to where boyfriend and girlfriends, some of them require that they keep each other on their location all the time. So it's as if your significant other, no matter what, knows exactly what you're doing all the time. So,
but how did this? My thing is like, how did this 10-year-old kid figure out? How can I say this? Like, he killed himself. Like, I can never ever think back to a time when I was that age and I wanted to kill myself. It just seems like that's such an extreme. And I was, you know, we were all bullied at some point, you know. I mean,
I wasn't.
Oh, well, of course not. Yeah,
sorry.
you were a fat fuck when you were a kid. Yeah. You didn't look like that. I'm sure you were bullied a little bit. But so it's like we all get bullied at one point for something or another. Whether, you know, whatever it may be. Now, I'm talking about like second, third, fourth grade, but I never remember going like, yo, I want to kill myself. Like, I think it's this age where the kids have Google at their fingertips.
Yeah.
And you
Definitely.
I don't know. We don't know how this kid killed himself, obviously. We don't really want to know.
You can find out how. You can read stories, you know, that you just get the idea planted in your head. You're probably talking when you were 10, if you know you didn't even, there was no way for you to ever get the idea planted in your head.
Yeah.
While you're sitting at home, you know, on your tablet looking through things saying, how do I stop bullying? And then you come across an article that says just off yourself or something like that, or you come across the terrible stories of people who were bullied and how they got out of it. Oh, they got out of it by shooting themselves in the mouth. Oh, then you get the idea, unfortunately. So the internet and the information age is a double-edged sword, where we don't want to live without it, but boys, it opened up some stuff way too soon for certain kids.
Yeah. We didn't
Vegas,
even have internet before high school.
Yeah, man, we didn't get internet until 97. I was already 14.
So and then that's what it is. It's the internet, it's YouTube, it's Twitter, TikTok. It's information right at your hands, regardless.
That shit's starting.
Everybody's got a tablet.
Yeah, and that's just actually, to not change the subject, but that's just actually starting to age us, like for real. Like the fact we can, like adult people, 20, 21-year-old people are out there, and you say, oh yeah, when I was young, we didn't even have the internet. Like, we're starting to sound like that old fucking generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have color in the TV when I was your age.
Well, it's not that bad.
Well, we're the last generation that didn't have internet. That can tell
That's
people
true.
that a part of our lives had no internet in it.
Very true.
Boy, I miss those days.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the best time was for like technology? Like, some people say that we've gone overboard right now. I mean, it all depends on how you use it, what it is, and what's happened. But what do you think what was it the best? I think it was like when we still kind of went to the computer to do like MySpace and all that shit, but we still had like phones that could like do a quick Google search or a GPS and email. And then I think that was
you're talking about like right now.
No, because now you got all the apps. It was before social media was on like on the phones, the social media. You know, where you were able to text. You could get like a BlackBerry that had email
So you're
on
thinking.
it.
So you're thinking like 07, 08.
06, 07, yeah.
06,
something
07.
Like that.
Because
That was when the iPhone came out right around at 06, 07.
Was that?
So,
No, it was. I think it was probably announced in 07. Maybe it came out in 08. Vegas, can you confirm? But yeah, so you're.
I don't
so
know
you're-
exactly.
You're thinking like 06, 07.
for the original was released on June 29th, 2007.
7. Okay.
January of 07, it was announced and
Yeah.
released on the 29th
Of
at
June.
$499
Wow.
for the 4 gig,
Yeah,
$599 for the 8.
A 4 gig. My iPhone right now has got what was my iPhone? 256 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
The first one was 4.
But you could get $100 more. You can double it up to 8.
Yeah, but 8 gigabytes. That's like that's one album, and your phone's like out of storage.
Yeah, I would be curious to see what it would be like to have the very first smartphone. I had a few like phantom ones that were.
I had
one
BlackBerry.
One was called the Evo, and one was called the Instinct. I had like early on Android products, I believe.
Yeah.
And boy, when I think back to those, they were pretty terrible.
Yeah, I had my first real dive into that would have been the BlackBerry. It was huge in the BlackBerry.
Yeah,
BBM.
That was big for a while, especially in the corporate world.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Do you like pop culture, wrestling, hockey, just about anything? Well, then step into the world of Offended, where nothing is off limits, everything is fair game. Join us for hilarious conversations, witty banter, and unfiltered discussions about the absurdities of everyday life. Just like Seinfeld, we're here to explore the quirks, gripes, and pet peeves that make us all a little bit offended. Make sure you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts by searching the Offended Podcast. Offended Podcast, presented by the Anything But Credible Network and Cowboys Clothing.
Speakers are hanging out with Chris Farley. Welcome back to the Ford Show.
Oh yeah. So you think I'm gonna get some? You think I'm gonna get some heat for that earlier in this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably. Yes.
Just a little heat, I think. Listen, I
Little
you know, this is the roll of the dice. This is the game that we play when we take a lot of the show just off the top of our head. And I was not expecting to cover that one thing before that one thing, and then here we are. So, my apologies. I apologize to no one. I'm not sorry at all.